Hello, my name's Ish. I do the bugs here at Underground, and we're starting a new little series basically highlighting each specific genus of invertebrate, and today we're starting with the genus of Brachypelma. Brachypelma are pretty well known. You know them as like the red knees, flame legs, and stuff like that. I actually just want to go into detail of the different species of Brachypelma and what used to be known as Brachypelma, which I will go into in depth later on. But right now I'm going to start off with one of the classics, which is the Mexican fire leg, which is Brachypelma boehmei. These are our little guys here. You get a close shot of that. When they're this young, a lot of them have the same generic look, which is like the peachy kind of color with the black hairs on the abdomen, a little patch. Is kind of the sling look of actually the majority of New World tarantulas. I actually do have an adult to show you, just so you see what kind of animal it actually turns into. That right there is about like a 5 to 6 inch female flame leg. So one of the benefits of Brachypelma is they're actually one of the more calmer genuses available in the market. They don't really bite that often at all. The worst quality really is just the hair kicking, which is prevalent in almost every New World genus out there. Next up, another species that I actually like a lot in regards to Brachypelma is the flame knee. The flame knees are different from the red knees because their patterning is different. The red on the knees is actually a lot redder, more scarlety, and a different shape to it, and they don't have as much as the banding. There goes the little guy right there with that titular sling look. And I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about, how the adults look, because I also have an adult female to show you. This is the adult flame knee. You see, unlike the other, which is Smithii and Himurai, they only have this little almost like arrow shape, almost actually kind of looks like a little candle flame on each knee, rather than the others who just have like a red patch in each joint. Most Brachypelma species, they get on the average size around like anywhere between 6 to maybe 8 inches tops. I've actually haven't seen many get past 7 though. Also, there used to be a lot of species in the genus of Brachypelma who have been moved to a new genus called Lithocop. It's spelled in a weird way. It's actually based on a language from like Mexico and the native tribes down there. And one of them, I have a few here. One of them is the Mexican black velvet, which is a Lithocop schroederi. It used to be Brachypelma schroederi. These guys, when they grow up, they turn solid black. It's almost like a Brazilian black, but not. And like I said, as far as behavior goes, the only real difference is they're a bit more like skittish. They'll kind of bolt around a little bit, and they'll kick hairs a bit more than your Brazilian blacks. One of the most famous Lithocop species that used to be Brachypelma is actually Albacept, which is the curly hair. Which there goes your average curly hair right there. That's specifically the Nicaraguan locality. Next up is actually Brachypelma smithii. So there's two different red knees available, or actually known as Smithii and Himurai. Smithii we refer to as the giant red knee because they do get bigger on average. There goes your little guys right there. I do believe that the patterning on the cephalothorax and on the knees also differ than that of your Himurais. And Himurais are actually your classic red knee, while these Smithis are actually a bit more on the rare end of the spectrum. Next is actually my absolute favorite of the genus is Prachipalma Albacept, which is the Mexican golden red rump. These guys get really thick, heavy-bodied, kind of fuzzy and woolly. That's a bigger sling right there. When they age, their abdomen turns really solid black with red hairs. And the cephalothorax is this really crisp, like yellow color. Most Brachypelma is also very well known for being very thick and stocky in general. They're not a leggy species unless, you know, they mature out into a male, then they do get leggier. But as a general rule, they're very heavy-bodied. This is the Mexican pink, which is Brachypelma clausi. These, when they get older, turn black with reddish pink hairs all over their legs, and these also are more of a poofier species than most. Then I also have your classic Mexican red rump, which is Lithocott vagans. I have two different localities. I have the hobby form and the Campeche form. The Campeche really is just a bloodline that's more from like a pure background. And these guys are your typical just black spider with your red hairs. Next up after him, or them, is Brachypona Himurai, which is your Cloudy Classic red knee. There's not much of an introduction I really need to do on this species. Just your titular hobby staple. One of them anyway. So next up is the Mexican Rose Gray, which is a Lithocott vergesi. These guys, when they get older, develop a more copperish toned cephalothorax with these rosyish hairs and a grayish black overtone on the body. You can actually start to see some of that metallic look kind of developing in. Then last but not least, we have the Veracruz Red Romp, which is Lithocott kallenbergi. And these guys get majorly black with a vague pattern on their knees, and the hairs, they start at the abdomen turning really red, and then they just turn black in the latter half of the end. And that is it for today. Thank you for seeing this video. Please like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time in the next genus.